talking to you about the neuron, the parts of the neuron, and how the neuron works. So to start off with the parts, we have the dendrites. And the dendrites are processes that come off of the cell body or the soma. And at the tip of these dendrites, we have receptor sites. And receptor sites are specialized swollen sites that are on the receiving neuron. So here we have the cell body or the soma, like I mentioned before. And inside of the soma, we have the nucleus. And inside of the nucleus, there's the nucleolus, but you can't see that right now. Here is the axon hillock. This green and blue material represents that. And then these are the myelin sheath, and they are a lipid, and their job is to basically insulate the axon. The axon is represented by a green wood bar right here. And then the axon actually splits off into terminals. And at the end of the terminals, we have specialized buttons. We have terminal buttons. And these terminal buttons are specialized swollen sites that are on the giving neuron. So to start off, we have the receptor sites that take in the electrical charge. The electrical charge is then carried towards the cell body by the dendrites. Once the stimulation reaches threshold inside of the cell body, the axon hillock, because it is the trigger point of the body, will then shoot the electrical charge down the axon to the terminals, to the terminal buttons. And once the electrical charge reaches these buttons, the buttons will then secrete a chemical or neurotransmitter with the electrical charge into the synapse. So the space between two neurons is the synapse, and this is the point of communication between neurons. And the neurotransmitter will actually swim across to the receptor sites, and it will change the permeability of the receptor sites, which actually pretty much opens up the receptor site to be able to take in the electrical charge into the neuron. The neuron has what is called a absolute refractory period. So basically that means once the neuron fires, it needs to rest. So the average absolute refractory period is about 4 milliseconds. And the neuron can actually fire up to 250 times a second. But it cannot fire off any more than that. The neuron also has a rule of all or nothing. And basically this means that the neuron can either fire or it can't. It won't fire at all. There's no in between. It can't fire. The electrical charge can also have its velocity increased, and that is through the use of myelin sheath, because it does insulate the axon. And the other thing that can also increase the velocity of the electrical charge is the diameter of the axon. The bigger the diameter is, the quicker the electrical charge will go down the axon. So, thank you for watching, and that's it.